Sid, before we talk about what happened in La Liga this weekend, let's just get your thoughts on those rumours of Dembele to Manchester United.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. When I first saw this, what was it, an hour or so ago, a couple of hours ago, my initial reaction was, I just don't buy this. I can't see this. But it was written by Santi Jimenez in the sports newspaper here, AS, and Santi's very reliable. He's very well informed, and he's not one of those journalists, of which there are quite a number in Catalonia and indeed in the rest of Spain, who jumps at the smallest thing. And so I'm inclined to take it seriously. I think it would be an extraordinary deal from Barcelona's point of view. I think if they were in a position where they were going to get basically half of the money back and lose any control over his future, I think that would be very, very bad news for them indeed. Now let's see how this plans out. I imagine this is the beginning of a series of discussions in which perhaps a solution is looked for in the short term, but maybe not in the long term. Because of course, if Barcelona were to allow Ousmane Dembele to leave now, and if they were to do it with no buyback clause, with no chance of getting him again next summer, and a fee that is substantially lower than the fee they paid for him, and the figures we've been looking at over the course of the evening look like it's around about half of what they paid for him in the first place, maybe even less than that, then to be honest, that would represent an enormous defeat from Barcelona's point of view. So that said, of course, we've seen so much go on at Barcelona right now that perhaps it wouldn't be too surprising. In fact, it's almost tempting, isn't it, to use Lionel Messi's line when we talk about these kind of things with Barcelona now, and we can use Messi's judgment on Barcelona time and time again, which is to say, at this stage now, nothing surprises me.
But you say they would lose half their money, Sid. He's been a bust already, hasn't he? Despite the flashes, we've seen so many problems with injuries and his attitude as well, that maybe it would be in Barcelona's favour long-term to get rid of him. What I don't quite understand is why Manchester United would be interested.
Well, look, I mean, to be honest, I can understand that point of view. In a sense, I can understand that they might think, look, take some money now while we still can. Let's deal with this, let's resolve this, let's draw a line under it while we still can. And I can understand all of that. In Dembele's defence, I would say, as you rightly pointed out, the main problem has been injuries. That if you have him in the right environment, with the right kind of training routine, with the right kind of culture around the club, and you believe that you can get him fit again, and I suppose that's the big question, do they believe that they can do that? Do they believe they can fully integrate him? Then of course he's very talented. Which brings us to the other part of it, which is Manchester United's perspective. Now, I think a club like United, who look at a player like Dembele, may well look at the fact that in 3 years at Barcelona he hasn't had the chance with any consistency to really make an impact. But on those occasions when he's been fit, he has had a relatively significant contribution. There have been moments when you watch him play and you think, this guy is absolutely brilliant, that the natural talent is there without any doubt. And I think any club looking at him, if they think they can get him cheap, would at least think, look, this might be risky, but it's possibly a risk worth taking, because in terms of talent, in terms of the speed of movement, the ability to play on both wings, the fact that he's two-footed, that he scores a reasonable number of goals, and if you look at his goals per minute ratio at Barcelona, it's actually really quite good, then I can understand why a team would think, actually, yeah, let's give this a go.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.